Welcome to Vision, the business intelligence window onto your e-commerce operation. Vision sits on top of the Origin platform and provides powerful analytics for every aspect of your e-commerce operation. We have insightful dashboards that give you at-a-glance summary of current and recent performance, and we have a number of detailed reports allowing you to drill down and slice and dice to individual order and product level to provide you with powerful, actionable insights into your business. So in this video we want to give you a flavour of Vision. We won't cover a lot of the detail, there are an awful lot of reports, but we'll hopefully arm you with enough information to demonstrate how Vision can give you that information you need to effectively run and streamline your multi-channel business. So let's start off by taking a look at some of the dashboards within Vision, and here we can see the sales summary dashboard providing you with a view of current and recent performance. So for example, we have the heat map here showing the revenue by day, the darker green the higher revenue days, the darker red the lower revenue days. So you can see at a glance performance of current and recent days. We also have summaries over time, breakdown by suppliers, the channel marketplace breakdown, and also a summary of how the current month is shaping up to our target. So you can enter your monthly targets within Vision and see how you're currently doing. So we've got a target for the current month of £800,000, which means we need to do 28,500 a day to achieve that target, given a 28-day month. We're currently 18 days into the month and we're up. We've done a daily average of £31,000 or thereabouts, so we're 9% up on our target. And based on that current daily rate, we're on target to £872,000 at month end. But Vision can also take this a step further, and it can look at seasonal factors particular to your own business based on previous trading performance, and can give us a more intelligent figure rather than a single daily average based projection. And that's telling us that we're on target to do just over 1 million this month, which is well in excess of our £800,000 target. And all of the reports that you see in Vision can be exported to Excel, so you want to take the numbers offline to do further analysis, mix with other figures from other parts of your operation. You can do that with just a couple of clicks, and that's applicable for all the reports within Vision. And if you're looking for a summary of very recent trading performance, the yesterday dashboard provides that. So here we have a summary of previous day's trading, and we can see a summary of revenue and order volume, comparisons to the same day the previous week, 4 weekly average for the same day, and how the current month is shaping up to the previous year, and how the year to date is shaping up to the same time last year. And then we have breakdowns also by supplier, by channel and by marketplace, channel account. And the reports within Vision are very interactive, allowing you to click and slice and dice and see results very easily. For example, I select my supplier, I see a breakdown then of the channel and channel accounts for the selected suppliers. And then on the regular reports, as opposed to the dashboards, we can take that further and drill down much deeper into the fine detail of our operation. So let's take a look at a few of those reports, and we can start with, in the sales performance section, let's take a look at our performance to target. So we mentioned that you can input your monthly targets into Vision, and we've done that. We've done that for previous trading periods and also for the remaining year, right up to the end of the year, and these figures are highlighted or shown in green on the chart here. And then blue is our actual performance on a month by month basis. We can select any period of interest from the filters. We can look at the detail of how we're performing to target on a daily basis if we need to get down into that fine detail. And we also have summaries of performance against target, both on a current daily level for yesterday, current month to date, also year to date, and then projections of how the month is likely to shape up to compared to target, all the way to year end to show us currently year end we're on course to far exceed our target of around £9 million. And to keep your finger on the headline figures of Vision, you can sign up to Vision's daily, weekly, and monthly email summaries. We have a number of these. Here is an example of the daily sales summary, where we can see yesterday's order revenue, volume, refunds, resulting margin. We'll touch on margin a little later. And also comparisons to previous trading periods and breakdowns by channel, channel account, territory. And Vision generates a number of these. You can review which ones are most applicable to yourself and sign up subscribe to the ones of most interest and have them delivered to your inbox. So let's touch on a few of the other reports within Vision just to give you a little flavour of some of the ways you can drill down and analyse your performance. We'll take a look at the cross-border trade report. And we can see that the detail reports in Vision, unlike the dashboards, provide us with a number of filter options. Here we have just a few filter options, but we can add as many as we like to enable us to drill down and slice and dice to the areas of particular interest. And here we're looking at revenue, order revenue by country for the selected period. We're looking at the current year. We have the visual chart figures. We have the detail in the grid and performance over time for some of those selected countries. But you may notice that over here I've entered Royal Mail into one of Vision's smart searches. If I just remove that and show the overall figures. Again, we're looking for the current year, but we can extend that to any period of interest. We have some predefined options here, or any custom period that we wish to analyse. But maybe let's take a look at previous month. So as I mentioned, we have numerous filter options. Of here we're just showing supplier and channel, so I can add a supplier filter, or I can just type something into the smart search. If I make that a supplier name, you can see that Vision recognises that that's a supplier. So let's take a look at performance for that selected supplier. As we saw previously, that could be a courier, as we were looking at Royal Mail earlier, or maybe I just want to focus on one particular country. It's my sales to Ireland. It recognises that Ireland is a country. Refresh. And there we see those figures and the performance over the selected period. If you want to analyse performance of your warehouse and dispatch, the dispatch performance report provides detail on the processing performance of our orders. Here we see a breakdown by the selected shipping method and the average time to dispatch the orders, the minimum, the maximum, and the percentages shipped same and next day. And we also have breakdowns at the lower part of the report showing for the selected period, in this case the current year, what percentage of orders are shipped, or rather how long it takes on average to ship orders based on the time of day that they are received. So orders received up to 8 a.m. in the day, 14.5 hours. Orders received in the morning, an average of 10, and as to be expected, orders received the afternoon and evening take a little longer to dispatch, and again we can slice and dice by any way we want to do that, by courier or selected shipping method for example. And if you want to analyse product-based performance, we have a number of product-based reports to enable you to do that, from the SKU detail and the SKU channel detail reports, giving you all the detail you need on an individual product basis. Here we're seeing sales of our top products for the selected period. In this case it's the last 7 days we're looking at. We can look at totals, and then a breakdown by channel or marketplace, and the visual clue here. So Amazon will always be the orange, eBay will always be the blue, so you know at a glance that breakdown. Or the SKU detail report to provide further detail, including average order quantity, cost each, order totals, and current stock holding. And if you want to analyse your product sales in greater detail, the SKU sales velocity report enables us to view the change in sales rates of products across two comparative periods. Here we're looking at the current month to date compared to the same period last year, but we have a number of options for comparison. And here we're just looking at products whose sales rates have fallen during the recent period. So products that were selling better this time last year than they currently are. But we have other options there. We can look at items that have improved. Maybe we want to review the stock levels for items that have improved, the little icon indicating that these are improving products and the sales are rising over the recent period. Or we can view all sales movements and identify items that have recently started selling or recently stopped selling. If we go back to the fallers, for example, though, here we can see these items not selling so well, but by ordering by stock level, we can see that we're currently out of stock of all these products. So that may be something we need to address in order to improve those sales. And with that in mind, some of the inventory reports enable us to do that. For example, we have a stock forecast report. And the stock forecast report is showing for the selected period, in this case 30 days, but we have other options. Based on that selected period, at 30 days we can see the sales, the recent run rates, current stock level. Based on that, the days stock remaining, based on those stock levels and run rates. and then we can take that a stage further, and for all products of interest we can specify a lead time for those products. Here in our demo data we've just set 5 days against each product, and then based on those figures, the day stock remaining and the lead time, we're given the key metric of the number of days before we need to reorder these products. And we can associate key performance indicators with those. So for example, I may decide that anything that needs reordering within 2 or 3 days based on my 30-day run rate, I'm going to assign the red band to that. And I can set Vision to notify me of all products within that red band. So I don't need to monitor the report on a regular basis. Vision will do that heavy lifting for me, and I'll receive a daily email of all products that require reorder based on the trigger levels that I've defined within Vision. And the report also shows us one other key metric. I can enter the number of days stock that I'd like to hold for each of these products. For simplicity here I've set everything to 30 days. Vision will use my stock holding days, recent run rates, to suggest a reorder level, a restocking level, to give me that stock holding days. For example, if I order 41 of this unit, I need to order 41 of these units to give me 30 days worth of stock based on the current 30-day run rate. So we have several inventory-based reports, of which the stock forecast is just one. The dead stock report is also a key report for many Vision customers, and the dead stock report is showing me products that I currently hold in stock but that have recorded no sales in a recent period, in this case 60 days, but we have options there. So we can see a summary of the total number of products, total units, and the total stock value of all the products that haven't sold in the last 60 days. Now, some of these may be because I've recently created and haven't yet listed, or only recently listed the items, but we can filter those out through some of the filter options we have here. And I can apply the normal range of filtering by supplier, channel, etc. to enable me to take any necessary action, such as offering items on discount to remove them from the warehouse and free up that revenue and warehouse space. So whilst we've talked about headline figures all the way down to product analysis, you can also do further analysis at supplier level. Here we're looking at performance of my suppliers. I'm looking at the last 7 days. Let's widen that up to the current year. And I've got figures of the number of orders, revenue, average order value, etc. and the current stock holding for each of these suppliers, and then that visual channel split of sales across the marketplaces per supplier. We also have a supplier velocity report, similar to the SKU velocity report, detailed at supplier level. Vision also has extensive credit and refund based reports, for example the refund analysis report. Let's just widen this up for a slightly longer period. So here I can see from the summary my total sales revenue, refund revenue, similar breakdowns by volume, and then my refund percentage. So for the current year, 8.2% of my order revenue has been refunded. And here we're looking at a breakdown of this by courier, but we also have other breakdowns by channel or by supplier. We can use this information along with refund reasons, so we can do extensive refund reason reporting within Vision. We may find, for example, that items that have been returned, lost or damaged in transit, when we apply those additional filters to this report, that may lead us to the conclusion that certain couriers are possibly not handling the consignments with due care. We may need to review that. But in terms of refunds and reports, we can analyse at the top level. We can get the headline figures, we can break down by courier, by supplier as mentioned, channel account, but we can go right the way down to product level. So for example, if we take a SKU detail report, so as we saw, this is our best sellers. Here we're looking at all revenue, both incoming order revenue and refunds, but we can isolate just credits and refunds only. And now my top sellers report is actually looking at the most returned items at product level. So 12 of these items for the current year have been returned to date. So by using this transaction type filter, we can analyze refunds in isolation to incoming order revenue, or we can combine those to see our net picture overall. Now, one of the key areas for many Vision users is the margin analysis. We have a number of margin-based reports. Let's take a look at the margin breakdown report as an example. And here I'm looking at my margin. I've selected December 2020 as a custom period, and we have the headline figure of the incoming revenue, the tax, resulting net sales, and the resulting margin and margin percentage. In addition to the headline figure, we have a breakdown here by channel or marketplace. And we have further options that we can analyze by supplier, country, seller or channel account. And the margin within Vision is defined as the incoming order revenue, so that's a product-based revenue, less the associated outgoings or costs, plus tax, so we remove the tax, we take off the product cost, any insurance or discount, and then there are a number of charges or fees that you can define within Vision that are applicable to your particular business. So some of the obvious ones may include shipping charges, such as your courier charges, channel fees for eBay, Amazon, etc., payment fees, PayPal, plus anything else that you define as being relevant to the order fulfillment process within your e-commerce operation. In this case, our example, we've added packaging costs, currency handling fees, fulfillment adjustment, but these can be anything. You define them within Vision, you set these rules up, and once configured, those rules will automatically be applied to every order as it's extracted from the Origin platform. So you set them up once and you don't need to touch them. So when you open Vision in the morning, you can look at previous day's revenue, previous month, previous week, year, however you want to slice and dice it, by supplier, territory, and you don't need to do any further configuration until those rules change. For example, if your courier fees for a particular courier increased at the start of the month a couple of weeks ago, when you have a chance, you can get around to it in Vision. You can update the fees in Vision and then backdate the fees to the start of the month, and all those orders from that period will then be recalculated by Vision to backdate those fees to the corresponding increased charges. And along with the headline figures and the various breakdowns that we discussed, you can analyze your margin right down to product level or order level for single order detail margin reporting. So this margin that you've defined within Vision is the margin as a result of your order fulfillment. So incoming order revenue, less all the charges and the tax that's incurred as part of your order fulfillment process. But in addition to this gross margin, you can take that a step further and detail your monthly overheads that you incur as part of running your operation. So taking a look at the net margin report, we can see here we're looking at the last 30 days, our net margin summary. So we have that incoming order revenue, we have the tax, we have those fulfillment costs, those are the costs that you've defined within Vision, and we've also included into that our fixed monthly costs that we incur. And in this example, we've defined these here, and they can be anything that you like. You import those into Vision, you specify the monthly amounts, and Vision automatically calculates those charges and applies them to your net margin report. So we have that fixed cost summary, as I mentioned, the order fulfillment charges, and from that we derive a resulting net margin and net margin percentage. Again, based on this demonstration data that we have here, these are rather optimistic margin figures, but of course these will depend on the figures and the configuration that you've defined within Vision. And finally, on the chart below, we have performance of our net margin over the selected period. So that pretty much concludes our whistle-stop tour of Vision. There are an awful lot of reports at your disposal, and you can take it as far as you like or just view the headline figures. But hopefully this video has given you a flavour of some of the possibilities and some of the insights that you can gain from Vision as your e-commerce business intelligence platform sitting on top of your Origin operation. Thank you for watching.